All right, what is up, my friends? We are in the home stretch. Set review, Zendikar Rising, complete set review. Every single card, limited, constructed, every single one. Filmed in front of a live studio audience. Appreciate you all watching. Thanks so much. And we're ready to go here. We got Colorless and Lands are all that we have left. And if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you missed any of it, they're all up on YouTube. Or they're going to be tomorrow morning. If you're watching on YouTube now, but it's already on YouTube because that's how time works. So look for all the colors, every card in the set. Best of show for each color. Sponsors, bcwsupplies.com, coolstuffinc.com, Colorless Apparel, Buy the Pile Driver shirt, and of course Cardboard Live. Cool Stuff Inked article tomorrow. My loves hates for the set. 10 new brews next week. Early access event. Oh boy, I've said so many words. We're almost 6 hours in here, and we're good. We're gonna finish strong. We got this. Colorless. Let's get started. With Cliff Haven Kite Sail. 1 mana equipment. Comes into play, gives flying. Comes into play and attaches. Because all the equipment in his set attaches when it comes into play. Equip creature is flying. Equip for 2. Honestly, as far as equipment goes, it's probably like one of the best ones in the set. Like, all the other ones are super clunky. But this one's pretty clean, pretty efficient. This one also plays really well with the landfall creatures that are really good on offense and not on defense. Well, if you got a 5/3 landfall creature, get it in the air. Just go, So this could be a card that definitely makes the equipment themed cards in Boros better. And just a solid card overall. If your deck lacks a way to push through, this card's great. It seems good in Boros, seems good in green. Get those big dumb green idiots, get them in the air. So solid card. Constructed, probably not, but not bad for a common. In limited, not bad for a common. Forsaken Monument. What a weird card. 5 mana, kind of a callback to Eldrazi Monument. 5 mana legendary artifact. Colorless creatures you control get +2/+2. Whenever you tap a permanent for colorless, add a colorless. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, gain 2 life. Sort of like a Mirari's Wake for colorless cards, but there's nothing really colorless in this set or in standard in general. Looks like a monument to Ulamog. Just a weird card. I mean, kind of a cool build around card. I'm sure I'll try and build some stupid artifact deck. Even though you're not like supposed to. It's kind of like an off-plan mythic where like doesn't really go with the theme of the set. It is a powerful card. I mean, +2/+2 is no joke. Mirari's Wake is no joke. Gaining life is no joke. So, very powerful card. It doesn't really have a home. Like, what do you do with it? Not really sure. That's true. This card does turn Radiant Fountain into Ancient Tomb. We like that. Yeah, just a weird card. I don't know. It's powerful. Unplayable, unlimited. Plants for future sets. I don't know. Honestly, we don't really know. But definitely a pretty interesting card that I'm sure I'll put in multiple decks because I like artifacts a lot. The life gain of this card is actually very good. Adding life gain to other good effects so you don't die is actually great. And this is the kind of card that you accrue a lot of advantage over a lot of turns. And gaining life is pretty sweet. So this card's sweet. Like it a lot. Probably not playing in standard, but it's just a cool card. In limited, if you cast this card in limited and you win a match because of this card and take a screenshot and send it to me, I will gift you a sub. Limited to 3 subs in case like 1,000 people do it and I go broke. Does Eldrazi Tron want this card? Probably not. Lithoform Engine. 4 mana legendary artifact. This is a commander card through and through. The cap is 3. If you doctor screenshots, I will embarrass you on the internet in front of everyone. So Lithoform Engine, 4 mana legendary artifact, 2 mana, tap to copy target activated or triggered ability you control. 3 mana to copy an instant or sorcery. 4 mana to copy a permanent spell you control. The copy becomes a token. I don't play Commander, so I have no idea what to do with this card. I'm not even gonna talk about this card. Be gone.
Get off my plane.
Myriad Construct. 4 mana for a 4/4, which is already pretty fine. Kicker 3. If it's kicked, comes into play with a +1/+1 counter for each non-basic land your opponents control. So Commander card again. You can all your opponents and stuff, but still fine overall, honestly. When Myriad Construct becomes a target of a spell, sacrifice it and make a number of 1/1s equal to its power. So, like Hangerback Walker, if it gets targeted. This card seems kind of good. Like, realistically, like on rate, this card's just like fine. If you got the tokens always when it died, this card would actually just be broken. It'd be like a super Hangerback Walker Sprouting Thrynax. But even so, it's just like a pretty beefy card. And I'm sure when I build my bad Forsaken Monument deck, this card will definitely be in it for sure. Busted limited card. Just 4/4 or bigger for kicker. And then can't be targeted with creature spells. So fine card. Fine card. Relic Amulet. 2 mana. Artifact. If you cast an instant sorcery or wizard, put a counter on it, pay 2 to remove all charge counters from it, and deal damage to a target creature. If this card had an activation cost of 0 or 1, I think it would actually be really, really good. As it stands, it's okay. I mean, if you're playing a control deck full of instants and sorceries, and you board this in against a creature deck that has a lot of like 1 toughness creatures and 2 toughness creatures, this could be kind of cool, but this feels more like a Magic card from the year 2001 than the year 2020. This sort of small ball, like Isochron Scepter, Curse Scroll, get a lot of advantage kind of thing, was really good. But we don't live in those times anymore. It's just probably too expensive. You spend 2 mana, don't get anything. Then you need to do more stuff. Then you need to spend 2 mana to kill something, and you haven't gotten ahead at all. Why not play Lava Coil or Lightning Strike or whatever? So, kind of a cool idea, but doesn't seem particularly good and constructed. In Limited, seems fine if you're going to trigger it a lot. It seems pretty good, actually, in Limited, but lower activation cost for sure. You also have to remove all the counters, correct? You can't, pick and choose. So, if you built up 6 counters on it and they play a 1/1, kind of shit out of luck too. So Relic Axe, 2 mana for an equipment. Same deal where it equips immediately. +1/+1. If it's a warrior, it gets +2/+1. This card's actually pretty fine as far as the warrior equipments go. +2/+1 for 2 mana and no equip to start is pretty good. And then 2 mana to equip this is also pretty reasonable. So this is a solid equipment if you're playing a warrior deck in Limited. This is what you want, I think, for your equipment. Just pretty solid. Nothing crazy. Solid for sure. Just solid limited card for the warrior deck. Relic Golem. 3 mana for a 6/6. Relic Golem can attack or block unless an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Hello, Euro. Tap 2, target player mills 2 cards. It's a millstone. Funny that you can't use it immediately because it's still a creature, so you can't play it and activate it. Kind of a cute limited card if you're all in on the mill deck, but obviously not playable constructed. We're almost at the point where a vanilla 6/6 for 3 wouldn't even be good, But yeah, limited for sure. Constructed, nah. Relic Vial. Now, I want everyone to know this card was very, very close to being best in show for Colorless. Partly because there isn't much competition, but I think this card's pretty good. 3 mana for an artifact. As long as you control a cleric, it has the Bastion of Remembrance text. Wherever a creature you control dies, you drain one. Bastion is pretty good. I played that card in Constructed. It's a lot better than it looks. A solid card for sure. But then you have 2 mana sack creature draw card. So now we have a sack out as well for our. This is specifically for a cleric sacrifice deck. Not a bad engine. Now we have a sacrifice outlet, things like that. It's a little clunky. It may not actually be good, but I think this card is close. If this card costs 2, I'd be all about it. Kind of a hot take. We'll see. It is expensive to sacrifice. If this card costs 2, if it was 2 and 2, or it was 1 mana to sacrifice a creature, I think it would actually be quite good. As it stands, maybe playable. Probably not, honestly. Probably just isn't good enough. But the words on the card are good. It's mostly just that the numbers are too high as far as costs go. But I do like the card. I like what's happening here. I like the idea of this card. And the limit of this card seems great, honestly. As long as you're playing on clerics. Seagate Colossus, 7 mana for a 7/4, affinity for party. Just solid draft card. Obviously, if you're playing a party deck, this card's pretty solid. With 2 party members in play, this card's great. With 3 or more, it's awesome. Even if you only have 1 or 0, it's still like, if you're flooding, it's fine. So, it's decent common. Skyclave Relic, commander players, eat it up, please. Darksteel Ingot on steroids. Kicker 3, makes 2 copies of it. Makes mana of any color. I'm sure Ollie will love this card. Ollie and Trazi, of course, with the host before. Probably not playable constructed, but it's cool. It's cute. Fun card. Skyclave Sentinel. 3 mana for a 2/3 flying defender. Kicker 4. If you kick it, comes into play with 2+1/+1 counters on it. If it has a +1/+1 counter on it, it can attack as though it didn't have defender. This is a pretty solid card for the +1/+1 counter deck. You have enough ways to put counters on this without using the kicker. It's flyer. It's pretty solid. Definitely a hard line synergy common, where you need to be putting counters on this aggressively to make it good. But playable and limited for sure. Or if you're just playing a very defensive deck and you want to either blocker on turn 3 or some sort of win condition later in the game, just have kind of a fillery limited card. Nothing super exciting. Spare Supplies, 2 mana artifacts, comes into play, tapped, comes into play, draw a card, sacrifice to draw a card. Kind of cute. Nothing really crazy here. I mean, honestly, this is in a lot of ways an inspiration, for a control deck, but you can't pop it immediately. Aren't really any artifact synergies. It's just a card. These cards are playable sometimes. Doom Foretold, things like that. But next we have Stonework Pack Beast, 2 mana for a 2/1. Changeling. Changelings are really, really, really good in Lorwyn draft. I think this card's better than it looks. If you're looking to fill your limited deck out and help your party deck, this seems like a really solid 2-drop. Prismite's obviously already fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Can help you on a splash, and just a really good enabler for your party stuff. So I think this is a good draft common. Definitely a very solid draft common. Utility Knife, 1 mana for an equipment. Comes into play, +1/+1. Equip 3. Close. I like Short Sword, honestly. Leonin Scimitar, Short Sword. I think they're pretty good and limited, but 3 is so much. Just so much. Not a lot of utility here. Not a lot of utility for sure. Yeah, so that's the artifacts. Not super exciting, obviously. Not really an artifact set. And now we go to the lands.
Get off my plane.
What the... Why in the world does this card enter the battlefield tapped? Someone give me a good reason. Please. Because this card makes me unreasonably mad. I've always liked these lands. tribal lands, unclaimed territory, tournament grounds, Auntie's Hovel, lands that give good fixing to creature decks. Crappy creature decks need all the help they can get. All right? Party is not a constructed mechanic. Just let the damn crappy creature deck have its land, please. Just allow the person playing the crappy creature deck to cast their spells. They're probably not good enough anyway. They're not going to beat Euro. Who cares? Just give them the freaking untapped land. Like, this makes me so mad. Because you know I'm going to try and build every party deck possible because I like crappy creature decks. Like, what? Right, this is worse than a Triome. Oh my god. You know, this land makes me so angry. There's just actually no reason this land can't come in untapped. They print Oko Thief of Crowns. That card's fine. Euro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. That card's fine. Fairy Time Raveler. That card's fine. Base Camp. Hold on a minute there. I think that land should come untapped. I don't want to push things too far here. Unbelievable. You know how important good mana is? It's so important. Good mana on turn 1 to cast your crappy creatures. Unreasonably angry. The art's really cool, but god, this card pisses me off. Crawling Barrens. Colorless land. 4 mana creature land. 4 mana to put 2+1/+1 counters on it. Then if you want, it can be a 0/0 elemental creature at the end of turn. So, compares decently to a Raging Ravine in that you can kind of grow it up, you keep going, which is pretty cool. Cool thing is you don't need to make it a creature. So if you want to pump it up and not expose it to a shock, you can do that. That's kind of cool. It's a good colorless land, honestly. It's a little slow. But if you're playing a monocolored deck and you can afford to have a colorless land in your deck, solid for sure. I like it. No haste. If this card had haste, it'd be pretty sweet for sure. Definitely a pretty solid card though. You'll see this card a decent amount. It's good with the Monument. Yes, good with the Monument for sure. And next up we have Throne of Mckindy. Add the Colorless, or you can pay 1 and put a charge counter. So you have a charge land here. I like the old charge lands. Charge lands were pretty good standard back in the day. And you can tap it to remove a charge counter, and add 2 mana of any one color, but only for kicked spells. Again, I don't really know if there's enough kick spells to like do much with this, but you know, charge lands ain't bad, and 2 mana from 1 land ain't bad. So worth keeping an eye on. For sure. So that's Throne of Mckindy. And up next, we've got Branch Loft Pathway. Best in show. These lands are freaking awesome. This feels like the perfect dual land cycle for standard. Flippy lands, pathway lands, cassette lands, whatever you want to call them. The perfect lands for standard. Wrote an article like 3 weeks ago on CoolStuffInc.com about how I think fast lands should be evergreen in standard. About how having untapped mana on turn 1 is so important, and tap lands are the devil, because the cards they print already promote mid-range Dirtlefest gameplay, and the tap lands only make that even worse. And tap lands are terrible in aggro decks. It's so frustrating. And well, these aren't fast lands, obviously, but these are great. These are freaking awesome. I love them. The thing I don't love is that there's only 6 of them. So we're going to live without the remaining 4 for a while. Until the next set, I suppose. Do I prefer these lands to fast lands? In standard, maybe, honestly. I think these lands just seem actually perfect for standard, because they're not the big again, read the article for my full thoughts on it, but the big problem with dual lands is, well, first off, your aggro deck has to be able to cast your spells. You're playing a 2-color deck, you need to have mana to cast your spells, right? The problem is, print too many duels, and people start playing 3-color decks, 4-color good stuff decks. So by making the lands only one color, you can't just jam one of these into your deck and play 4 colors. It doesn't work like that, because you only have so many sources. So these are perfect lands for 2-color decks. They're perfect lands for 1-drops, perfect lands for aggro decks. These lands are just freaking perfect. They're aesthetically pleasing. A little annoying that there's so many different names, but they're just great. Just super awesome. I think these cards are awesome. Probably some of the most important cards in the set. Just don't really have to say much more because they're just really, really good. Yes, you got to make a choice, which is good. You can't just jam Chain Roller in your deck or heavy mana commitment cards. There's a cost there too. I just think they're great. Other 4 in the next set. Yep. They're awesome. We get Selesnya, Orzhov, Dimir, Gruul, Boros, and Izzet. In older formats, in any fetch land format, no. These cards aren't good enough in a fetch land format. I don't think. Maybe, honestly. But more so, any non-fetch land format, these things are great. And yeah, so the thing is that the main point of my cool stuff article was that we want tap lands for the mid-range decks. They're bad in aggro. And lands like this for the aggro decks. They're bad mid-range. These lands are so good mid-range. But the fast lands are bad in mid-range. But the goal is to print a lot of lands, but make it so you can't use all of them. Some decks want some deck wants the other. These are great. Better than filter lands for sure. These are awesome. Do these lands change Pioneer? They help a little bit. The colors that don't have fast lands and pain lands. But yeah, these cards are great. That's it. We're done. That's the whole set review. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's been 5.5 hours. I appreciate you all spending your time with me. Great viewership tonight. Really appreciate that. Lots of follows, lots of subs. YouTube folks, follow, like, comment, subscribe. Encore.
Get off my plane.
No encore. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Check out the YouTube. Everyone, please follow me on Twitter and follow me on YouTube if you don't do that already. Tweet skis. Who wants to see my golf swing? Want to see my golf swing? You're real fast. My golf swing. Ready? There it is. Watch the bunny behind me. Bunny gets scared. Oh, what a shot. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on everything, all right? I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe. If you missed any of this, check out the YouTube. They'll go up tomorrow, the entire thing, all right? YouTube, I love you. Like, comment, subscribe. September, sub the stream. I'm going to go to bed. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it.